Hello everyone. So we will be starting in a minute or so. I think some of the students have joined, or many others are still joining in. Okay, so we will be starting soon. Just wait of a minute or two, not more than that. So let me get started. So guys, let me quickly walk you through what this, in this session, what are we going to cover? We are going to see how competitions are important and what value does they bring to you. So that's where we are going to start from. So let me get to you about, first of all, do industry value competition or doesn't? So let's see. Companies that hire through competitions, quite a few, right? Beatquest, Tata, Adobe, JP Morgan, Capgemini, Dassault System, Accenture. Or is that making headlines? Yes, companies like, again, PepsiCo, JP Morgan, Seat, all of these companies hire via competition. Now, some companies run their own competitions to hire. Google run its competition, Toyota run its competition, and the list is endless, right? Mahindra hire from Baja Supra race event, and the list, as I said, goes on, right? So now let's look at why competitions are important, why so many companies are hiring from competitions, and what does that mean to you. Okay, so quickly going to the presentation here then. Okay, so coming to the section of why competition matters. Okay, so quick introduction about myself. So, had been a competitive person through and through. Was a national hockey player, then was class topper for class 10th and 12th. Cleared ITJ in the first attempt, part of the institute's hockey team. And if you are aware of India's biggest technical festival, which was Shastra, I was among the organizers of the event. And of course, I am also a co-founder of Capabl, ETG, right? And the idea is that competitions has helped me a lot to come to the point I am, and they have shaped my personality. They have given the confidence. They have given the skills by which I have been able to do a lot of things, and looking forward to do a lot of things from here onwards as well. Okay, so competitions are important. Now, looking at what competitions bring to us, right? Okay, so but the world is about competition, correct? If you remember school, there was competition there. Sports days, of course, yes. Competitive exams, tough one, but yes. And come on, even in dating, you have competition, right? So it's all about competition. The whole world is about competition. But that's where also the winner who wins gets a great feeling, gets a skill, and then keep doing better and keep growing from there, right? So every competition makes you a bit different or improves you in some way or the other, because you have compared with your peers, you have learned a skill, and you have grown from there. So competition matters. Now the idea is everyone understands, correct? That okay, school days competition we can understand. College still fine, but how is it relevant to industries? And if you remember, we started with that. We started with a screenshot of companies hiring from competitions. So why does that happen? Correct. So let me give you a breakdown of competition. Now, all of you know what is a competition, correct? But in simple words, if I have to define any competition in generic terms, it would be, first there's a problem statement, correct? Then there's a timeline and deadline to that, and then you have to find a solution by yourself to solve the problem. Now, you of course are compared with peers. Sometimes you work with a team, or sometimes you work individually. You submit it and it is evaluated, and then you get the result, correct? And if you win, you get a prize. If you not, still you have learned, you've actually executed something which is not theory. You found a solution which is the biggest part as per me. Now, why I'm saying that? Now, let's look at how companies work, how a project in industry work. Okay, so breaking down an industrial project. Now, when an industry gets a project, it is usually defined as a problem statement that we have to do this or we have to get at that point. How will we go there? Okay, that's how it is. If we have to develop a software, the problem statement is that we have to develop these features, we have to do this code. There's a basic guideline given that we will use this language or we go in certain way. If you are developing, say for example, in automotive, then certain situation is defined that what kind of vehicle is it? Is it for passengers? Is it for goods? And what kind of loads it should go through and what kind of performance it should give. And then certain constraints are given that this is our capability. How do you create something from this? Now, of course, with each problem statement comes a timeline or a deadline. Okay, because of course an industry is working not forever. They have to roll products out, they have to roll features out. Okay, and then you start finding solutions, you start figuring things out on how to make it work. You may work with team, you may work individually, that's also a scenario. And once you have given the solution, the problem statement goes for or your solution goes for evaluation by your manager, or you present it to a team and they discuss. Now, in a project, there are many iterations that happen, right? A result comes, then you are probably told that, okay, this is the first iteration, now go for the second one. And from there, you improve, and then finally a product is launched. Now, you get the scenario, correct? A project is a more complex version, in a way, of a competition. Okay? A competition concludes at your one solution, but a project may not. But if you look at the underlying steps, they are very, very similar. And hence, it's not a surprise that companies are hiring via competitions. That students who compete are the people who gets hired faster. There are various reports and stats that show that people who have done good have 90% higher probability of getting hired by a good company than any person who has not been in competitions or events. Now, if you're surprised at that, I would not be. Because as I said, right, it's not about theory. It's about execution. It's about completing something. And when you compete, you actually provide a solution. And that's what matters, right? For industry, they want execution. They want to get things done. And that's why competition people are preferred. Now, when an interviewer, if I'm an interviewer and if I'm seeing a student who has competed before, what am I thinking? Let me walk you through that. Okay? Because at the end, it's not one way, right? You have competed, you have shown certain things, but you have to also understand how the interviewer thinks so that you are ready for the interview. Correct? So when an interviewer looks at your CV or resume and the person looks at your competition, they see a person who has actually completed something. And since we are into technical competitions, you actually figured out the technology. Now the thing is, either you knew something or not. If you didn't know it, you learned the thing and then you executed. If you knew, but still you knew the theory, could you create a product out of it? Could you make a solution out of it? Is the most important thing that an interviewer is looking at. And with a competition in your resume and showing that you actually completed it, what prize you won is a secondary thing. But showing that you completed it shows the interviewer that this person can get things done. Okay? And if you have worked in a team and then you present it to an evaluator, then that gives additional benefits to an interviewer that, okay, this person can present, this person can talk, this person can work in the team. Okay? And then if the interviewer starts thinking, should I hire the person? So I was talking about proofs, right? Human beings works on proof, correct? And when you have done a competition, you have given a proof that you can get things done. So when you are creating, now how proof works, right? So when you are working in a team, whom do you select as a team member? When you are going for a sports or when you are going for shopping, right? Whom do you select as the person to go with? Okay, so you select the person to go with is the person who essentially have shown that they can get things done. Either the person is good in sports, or the person has the shopping record, or similarly, if an interviewer is hiring someone, they are looking at whether the person has done that previously or not. And in the competition form, which is a small sample of a project, or at sometimes the competitions are really tough ones, and that shows the capability of a person to execute at an industrial level, are the proofs what an industrial or the interviewer is looking at, right? So with these kind of things, you prove it. And with competition, the beauty is you are competing with peers. You evaluate, because as I said, it's all competitive, and even cracking an interview or going for higher studies is a competition, right? There are limited seats, you have to get in. So you have to be better than many others. So when you start doing that, you start evaluating from your projects and competition, and you keep improving. That's where the chances of you getting hired keeps on increasing. Okay. So this is the gist. This is the small talk I wanted to have to give you a quick synopsis of how competitions work and how they actually help you be industry ready. Because it's not just one event, it's the theme of the event, it's the process of the event which helps you be ready for the industry. So I think with this, my discussion on this point is done. I'm open to the questions from everyone who has the technical questions you have. I'm sure you are part of the Telegram groups or the WhatsApp groups. You can ask over there. Anything related to career, anything related to competition, anything related to how do you find competitions, anything related to how do you prepare for competitions, you could ask me. And at Capabl, we are ETG right now, right? And this is a news for you guys as well. We are rebranding to Capabl. So you might have seen Capabl name without E at times. So that's going to be a new name, and that's we are rebranding to, and our new website will be launched as well. So you will be seeing Capabl everywhere, because we are about making you capable. Okay. So any questions, any concerns you have, please feel free to unmute yourself.
So I had a doubt.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
I just had a doubt that the current ICE challenge, is it a mini project of a sort, or is it a completely different competition?
When you say mini project of a sort, what do you mean by that?
Uh, a mini project of a particular specialization that we have chosen.
Okay, no, it's not a mini project of a particular specialization. It's a competition in itself, where we have invited students
Okay.
across India, and we have 4 domains, and I think in each domain we have approximately 300 plus registration or 300 plus teams. So it's a good competition at a national level, where many students have participated in competing.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Perfect.
Sir, I have one question.
Sure, Ankit.
So during the submission, they ask for the project report. So how should we submit the project report, as we can do calculation on the Excel and we have prepared the model on MATLAB. So we should put in a PDF form images like that.
So I would suggest, are you part of the WhatsApp group where everyone is added and the experts are also there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ankit,
Yes,
then
sir.
it would be good to ask over there, and others also will benefit from this, because this might be a doubt of many students. That's why I encourage any technical or any submission related question to be asked on the WhatsApp group, so that everyone else also benefit from it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
गुड इवनिंग सर।
Good evening, Tushar.
सर मैं साथ साथ अभी जैसे अभी मैंने फिलहाल में ही लास्ट मंथ में अपने जुलाई में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग कंप्लीट की है, 8
Okay.
सेमेस्टर के एग्जाम्स देके आया। तो अभी
Nice.
मैं गेट पे फोकस कर रहा हूँ, तो उसके साथ साथ मैं एक स्किल लर्निंग के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म देख रहा था, जिसमें मैंने आपका एक कोर्स पहले भी कर रखा है इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल में,
Nice.
सिमुलेशन में,
Okay.
और दिस इज रिलेटेड टू द सेम प्रोजेक्ट। तो मैं ये भी करना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन जो गेट पे है ना, बार बार मेरा फोकस हट रहा है। उसके लिए आपने जैसे जेई मेंस वगैरह के लिए एक फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में कंप्लीट कर रखा है, तो आपसे इस चीज के लिए
Tushar,
guidance
connect separately with me. ठीक है? I will share my email ID on the chat here. Anyone who has any questions could connect with me personally. Okay? On any things you have.
Sir, share your LinkedIn ID also.
I think you can find me with Umang Surana and Capabl on LinkedIn easily.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's my email ID which has been typed in the chat here. And people who are on the YouTube, I would suggest if you have questions, just type in, and I will take the questions from the chat and will answer. Okay, cool. So guys, the idea with this meeting was you understand the gravity of the competition. You participate more and more in the competition. You form the team. You make your peers, your friends aware. You join with them. And at ETG, we are about skill platform. We want students to learn and be capable for the industry, right? And that's where we have programs that get you skilled, and these competitions will keep coming up with. We are planning more events and competitions, and in the chat you can do suggest us suggestions of what kind of next event you would want to have. Would you want to have certain competitions, any competition in particular domains, or some kind of expert led sessions in some domains? We will get those sessions, and all of those things would be free. Okay, so you can look at all of the things, and then do drop your suggestions over here, so that we will pick them up and we will come up with the next events that actually take you to your goals, more closely. And stay tuned to our newsletter, stay tuned, keep in touch on our Instagram. Do go to ET Groups, Capabl from ET Groups on Instagram. You can check Capabl from Elite Techno Groups on LinkedIn, and we are on YouTube as well, where we are going to be launching many more, content, and we will be sharing all those things via mail, all those channels as well, so that you stay tuned to the lot of learnings which we have: free, paid, specialization programs, small courses, doubt sessions, anything you want. We will be more than happy to provide you that. And we do provide free counseling one-on-one, and you can do ask for those things as well. Okay, so I'm still open to questions. If you have questions, we could take that up for a minute or two, and if they are not, then it was great to have you. I am really sorry we couldn't handle, there was a nuisance in between, but I hope this was a learning session for you, and we will keep delivering more such sessions where you learn and you keep growing and you go to your dreams.
Sir, what's the submission date?
Sorry, Siddesh,
What's the submission date?
what's this?
Submission date.
Okay, what is submission date? So submission date is 27th midnight. That is 28 12 a.m. 27th midnight. So you still have 3 days, and I was speaking to a few students, and if anyone, there's one student who was mentioning that he has completed and he is looking at submission. So what I heard also is that students are doing this in 3-4 hours, 5-6 hours. So those who have started, can I get a vote of hands? So people can just say +1, or doing, who have started the project, and someone who have completed can mention completed over here, so we get an understanding of how is it happening in the group over here. So if you have not done, you can mention to do, and if you have started, you can put +1 or doing, and if you have completed, you can mention done. Report work remaining. Nice, Sanket. Tushar is doing pretty awesome. Oh, Sanket, model is also completed. Ayush is completed. Awesome. Okay. Satyajit, exams are going on. Okay, so this is also one interesting point which I will try to share, guys. Of course, exams are important, and you should focus on exam. But I would say if you can take 3-4 hours on the competition, do it. That would help. And even further, plan your exams and competition in such a way, because competitions keep on going parallelly. Your exams will come. You have to focus on exams. So if there's a competition which is looking more good to you, then you have to see how can you plan your exam and compete as well, because a lot of people are going to be looking at your projects a lot more as well. I'm not implying that you should not focus on exams. Exams are very, very, very important, and I'm definitely supporting that you should focus on exams. But what I'm suggesting is plan in a way that you can do both. Okay, Satyajit, so see how that can be done. Satyajit completed calculation but focus on the exams too. That is good. So what you are doing already what I said. So that's nice to hear or look at. Okay, Yashwant has asked on YouTube that I think there must be some competition on mechanical engineering with AI and ML based projects. Pretty interesting point, Yashwant. I think we will take this up in some of the next events we are going to do. We will try to do it cross functional, that you take a concept from one domain and implement with another. So pretty good idea, and we have content which we can probably give you free for preparing for those competitions. And if you would want to learn more, you could definitely reach out and look at things. Look at our specialization programs, of course, or talk to our counselors and see how we could help. Siddesh has asked, sir, can you please extend the date? Siddesh, I would suggest that would be tough because everyone else is looking at that date and complete. But since you have your our email ID and you have my email ID which I have dropped in the message, connect with me personally. We will see where are you getting stuck, and if we could solve that, that would be the best possible scenario. And if required, I'm right now not very sure if you could extend, but I will have to check on that. Okay.
So the same for everyone up to 28th.
Yeah, the deadline is same for everyone till 27th midnight. And is that what you're saying, Ankit?
Extended to 28th midnight. Sunday
Extended,
midnight.
extended to 28 midnight. So, I would say right now we cannot extend because then people take it for granted. And usually, as a company, we try not to do that. But anyone who have issues, do drop us mail. I will go through that personally. And if we need to extend, okay, we will take that call and inform. But that cannot be informed before 27th. So, I would suggest keep planning as per 27th. Keep doing that, and if we end up taking because some students asked and that is important, we may take that call, but less likely I would suggest people to do that by 27th. Harshvardhan has asked that there are already very much information available on internet, so how can I do some different thing in my project? Harshvardhan, can you elaborate on this? Means you can learn from internet, you can apply those in the project, because the project, see how can you make it better. And if you're looking at a more tougher project than what this competition provides, do write out to us. We will talk to you personally and see how we could help you out. If you think that this is pretty easy, do a very good job at it, submit it. Who knows, you get first and you get the pricing. But for the tougher things, you connect with us. We'll see how we can help you on those. And we have Aman on YouTube who has asked, can we do some competition related to aerospace? Aman, we will see if we can do something related to design, mechatronics and aerospace combined. Exclusive on aerospace might be tough because right now we have not started operating in aerospace as of now. In future we could do that, and when we launch something for aerospace, we would be definitely working in that domain as well. Varun has asked again on YouTube that expert session cross departmental, specifically for data science and mechanical. So I think what he means is that taking a session where we teach a bit of mechanical and data science and having a session around that. So pretty interesting point, Varun. I think we will take this up, see what we can do on that as well. So this is interesting. I'm loving this conversation and inputs from everyone. And I think that's how we will improve and keep supporting you in the goal and in your dreams, what you are pursuing. So interesting. Awesome. So anyone else, any questions, do shoot up. I think this is also helping everyone here as well. Other tips from you regarding the projects. Are you talking about the projects which are with the ICE challenge, or are you talking about any other specific projects? Currently going. So Harshvardhan, I would suggest we have provided the learning material for each project, which is part of the learning portal. You might have got a login for that. You could go through and learn the content, and then you can actually execute. Because we knew that students who have not learned the things would also be competing, and that's why we have created for a learning material for everyone to start from scratch. So have you got the access to learning material? Have you gone through them? Perfect. So go ahead. If you are stuck with that, then of course, if you are part of the WhatsApp group, ask a question from the expert. We will revert to you, and you will keep learning, and you will keep working on the project. So new trend RLA on YouTube has asked criteria of winner project. So since it's a competition, new trend, I don't know the name, so I will refer you as new trend. New trend, the idea is that since it's a competition, right, and when it comes to a project, especially in engineering, that's where the beauty of this competition is, that it is related to industry. So in industry, you can have multiple submissions that provide a good solution, but even in those solutions someone might do better than the other. So it's a competitive platform, there's no perfect solution. We will review each solution against the competition, and in the final submission we will discuss that, and that's why the final date, which is on 31st, do join that. We will be discussing the solutions, and you will know what made a good solution, compared with another solutions. So, short answer, there's no one answer to the solution. It's a comparative, going to be a comparative answer. Harshvardhan, that's the beauty of which you have asked. Study material is same for everyone. So how can I do different extra in my design project, right? So see, when you look at the design project, there are certain assumptions you have to make, certain calculations you have to do, and then you have to apply your brain to design that. Now those things are your own, because say for example, if I told two people to make a table and I gave them a wood and a saw, I am sure they will come with a different design, a different specification. Maybe their weight would be different, maybe their design style would be different, and so more things, right? So the similar thing is with any industrial project. Even with the same tool, even with the same concept, you might come with different solutions. So that's the beauty of these competitions as well, that there's no one perfect solution. You assume things, you do the calculations, you create, submit your own project, and I'm sure that's going to be different from others because you thought of few things which others didn't, or others thought it differently from you. Harshvardhan, presentation would matter for the final submission. So yes, presentation matters, and that's where you are also learning presentation. You are also learning video creation, because those are the things that actually adds more communication skills, soft skills, presentation skills to you, which is also a very very valuable thing to have when you are looking to be industry ready. So being industry capable, technology, presentation, how do you communicate, all these three things are important. Okay. A new trend has asked date and platform for winner announcement. So date is 31st. Platform is mostly going to be YouTube Live, and we will be releasing the link of YouTube Live in a day or two, so that you can save it and you could take it from there. The person who are winners would be presenting, so they would be part of a Google Meeting link which would be provided to them separately. For the viewers, it would be on YouTube Live, so that they can see the things. Okay, cool. So it was lovely talking to you all. I am sure you are enjoying the competition. Do prepare the solution, do submit it, because that's what matters. Result will automatically take care of itself. And this is your one of the first steps to be industry capable. So with this, I am signing off, and it was great to have you all. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.